The secret recipe for one Krabby Patty is a pinch of salt, 3 teaspoons of chopped onions, a cup of love, don't do it, 4 heaping pounds of freshly ground plankton. I warned you.
I don't think people realize quite yet just how big Marvel Rivals could potentially be. The first thing I saw when joining the Marvel Rivals Discord 10 seconds after the gameplay reveal trailer, and you can go back to my reveal trailer reaction, and I say this right when I joined the Discord, I saw a Discord role for their esports organizers. There's already an esports helper in their official channel, like they're trying to make this an esport, which they've now gotten rid of to hide, but I promise you it was there in the Discord. I wish I had screenshotted it or put it on screen, but it was on my second monitor. I'm sure anyone that joined at that time can tell me in the comments that they saw it as well. So they were, and most likely still are, planning for this game to be a major competitive esport. And in gameplay alone, it already shows. Now, does them wanting it to be a major esport equal big game? No, of course not, but it does mean they are willing to pour tons of money into the project. Lots of money put in, big IP, Marvel, and free to play. I mean, the only thing they're missing is Battle Royale, but in no way would I ever want them to compete in that market. Can't really compete in that market right now. That's like competing in the ASIM market against Dead by Daylight, but you're competing against Fortnite. You know what was once the biggest game of all time and is no longer dominating the scene? A game that had tons and tons of fans, was one of the largest esports, had its own conventions and more. Overwatch. People want a new competitive team-based hero shooter, and it being Marvel and free just draws in an even bigger crowd. Marvel Snap had the same formula. Card games, lots of people love card games. Marvel, big IP, free to play. They launched, got mobile game of the year right after dropping.
Marvel Snap!
Oh my god!
Of course, Marvel Snap being a card game will always have more characters and locations than we will ever see in Rivals. I mean, hey, they got Helicarrier and Quinjet. Of course, we're not going to be playing as those vehicles in this game. Those work as cards. We're not going to have that big of a roster like that. They have nearly 200 locations and get 5 new cards every single month. This game is going to be very different from that. Luckily, we've already seen with characters like Luna Snow and not just your typical Avengers lineup, that these devs aren't afraid to bring in characters that aren't the most recognizable, but they are still trying to make a unique enough roster to give everyone a few characters to connect with and enjoy the role of. And knowing that they're planning for big esports in the future, and they want this to be a competitive game for a long time, hearing that there's leaks that the console versions are already up on the websites if you dig in the files deep enough. This game seems like it's been getting ready behind the scenes for a long time. And they're ready to push this out to be one of the biggest free-to-play competitive hero shooters on the market. Honestly, I can't really think of a game that would be much bigger than what this idea is here. Except maybe if this was instead Marvel, it was Star Wars, maybe that can compete. But the sheer size of Marvel and all of its characters and how unique they are compared to most Star Wars characters, which I love so much, but of course a lot of them just wield a blaster, or they're a Jedi, or a Sith, or somewhere in between. Marvel has so many powers, abilities to explore locations. Star Wars has the locations probably topped, maybe. Either way, this IP is massive and it's already got so many fans behind it. And it's not just a niche game like a card game, and even that was massive. This is a competitive multiplayer shooter that you can play with your friends. This really seems like it's going to be something huge. Now for the bad news. Why should we be worried of being disappointed? Because this has so much potential, but also a lot of potential for failure. Well, a lot of people would first say that this is NetEase's first ever big PC competitive game. They've made mobile games before, but nothing as big as this. So that's a little scary straight off the bat. Now, have companies succeeded with their first ever game like this before? Yes, a ton of times. If the passion is there, if the money is there, honestly, yes, they can make it work. I mean, Fortnite was their first battle royale, and look where that's at now. Biggest game in the world. Also, another scary thing that people are worried about, it's free to play. Now, free to play to me is always better than a paid game in almost every single way. The biggest games are free to play. We got League of Legends, Valorant, CSGO, CS2, Fortnite, Apex Legends, the biggest games in the world, the biggest esports, they're all free to play. That's just how this works. Now, are some of those sometimes in some ways pay to win? Yes. While everything can be earned in-game in Apex Legends, you can earn all the characters. In League of Legends, you can earn all the characters. Valorant, same thing. But you can skip to get them all early and buy them all instead. And with the leaked image from Marvel Rivals, the roster of the characters, there is a filter at the top of the character list that says owned characters, and you can checkmark it, meaning you're not going to own all the characters right away. Now, will they be locked behind an actual paywall, or are they earnable in-game? That is the scary part. I would think, and everyone would hope, that you can just earn them by playing. Better yet, everyone just starts with all of them together so that it's an actual competitive game where everyone gets to experience the characters at the same time, learn about their abilities, and actually improve together. Is that going to happen? No, they have a filter for owned characters, of course not. What most likely will be the case is what all these other games are doing, which I just pointed out. You can probably earn them through grinding a lot, or you could just skip that and buy them straight up with real money. On top of that, there's most likely going to be tons of skins in the game that you can buy. You don't have to. Will some maybe have a competitive advantage? Maybe one's darker, the black Spider-Man venomized suit, whatever, symbiote suit might work better on a darker map, maybe. Not if the characters are outlined, obviously, but it's something Valorant doesn't do. They're competitive to the point where they don't even have character skins in the game because they're afraid it'll give a competitive advantage. This game seems a lot less stressful than that, a lot more fun oriented, so they don't really care, and they're probably going to have a ton of skins. Now, where I'm hoping they go with this route is the Overwatch 1 route. I know they had loot boxes in Overwatch 1, but at least every single time you ranked up, almost every single match you played, honestly, you got a loot box, you got to open it and get a ton of skins. I never once had to spend a dime on that game past when I actually bought it for $40 when it launched. What Overwatch 2 does now is super scummy, and they lock characters. They're fixing that in the next update, of course, but by that point I'm done with the game. I'm not going back to Overwatch. They locked characters behind actually having to buy them, and you couldn't earn them just through loot boxes. You can't even earn skins anymore. I haven't unlocked a skin since Overwatch 1.
You serious?
It's sad what they did to that game. So with Overwatch shooting itself in the foot, I think this game could take notes from that and improve on that formula of Overwatch so much and succeed in that way. Now I'm really hoping we can find out more information on this soon. The starting roster, how many characters will we actually start with? Will it be just 6 characters? Will it be all 18 that have been revealed so far? Will it be more than that? I don't know. What I'm personally hoping for is that they have a training room and that you can practice any character. Just have them all unlocked in there that you can play around with. Figure out which abilities you like, which characters you enjoy playing as, and you start out with maybe like 10 character unlock tokens, and you get to spend those how you like on whichever starting character you want. Now when DLC comes, maybe you have to grind a bit more and spend your in-game currency on them. I just know for a fact we're not going to start with all the characters. We're not going to get DLC characters. Well, we are going to get them for free most likely, but you're going to have to earn them in game. Either way, a character token unlock route would be really nice. Certain games like Valorant and Apex Legends, you start out with certain easy characters to use, and then you have to earn the rest on your own. If we got to pick who we start with, I think that would be a much better system and offer just a lot of fun and replayability in the early days of the game when everyone's grinding certain characters. So yeah, for Marvel Rivals, that is the good and the bad. There's not a ton of ugly yet because we just don't know. We haven't seen it ourselves. But stay tuned to the channel. I'll be covering everything once news drops. I don't know for sure if I'll be covering leaks on the channel, so you might not be able to expect that stuff here. I also don't know what's really considered a leak because some stuff could be rumors. Some stuff they might have accidentally tweeted out early. Hella. Maybe don't expect leaks here, but any news we get, I will cover here. Anyways, that's it for this Marvel Rivals video. I am very, very excited about this game, and I can see its future going very far with huge tournaments and cash prizes, I'm hoping. So let me know your hopes for the game down below, your worries, how you want them to do a character system, because I'm pretty sure we're not getting them all free straight off the bat. Let me know all your thoughts down below, and tune in for more Marvel Rivals very, very soon.